What's going on, kings and queens? Welcome to another episode of Live to Be Remembered podcast. Got the squad with us. This is a special episode. It's the day after Thanksgiving. So I
Go.
know we all full and hungry. How y'all feeling, man?
Full.
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. To be honest, like I'm loving life right now.
Yeah, me
Hey,
too. Me too. Trying to get on
and
Corey level. Corey just won't stop working.
Yeah, man. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to the grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely addicted to the
Gotta
grind.
go get that man out the studio.
Man, couldn't get me out my office, man. Like, what you doing? I'm writing my business plan. Enjoy the holidays. I'm like, what?
I know. You're like, what's a holiday? Like, I got a
Yeah,
holiday.
like,
You
come
just
on,
gave me
man.
an idea.
Facts. Nah, it's all good. I got off. I put in some work later on that night.
That's good. That's good. I know your wife was like, boy, y'all better get him.
Yeah.
y'all both deep fried a turkey too, huh?
I
Yeah,
did.
man. Hey, I've never had a deep fried turkey. That boy slap.
Me neither. Me
It
neither.
slap.
Bro.
Yeah.
The scariest part, the scariest part was putting the turkey inside that peanut oil. That junk was popping, and I almost let it go.
Oh, you would have died.
Bro, I know I would have. That's why I couldn't let it go. That's why I had the gloves on. And it was so rule for thought is next year, or anytime in general, make sure you have the turkey at room temperature and don't think you can just take it out of the refrigerator while it's still wet and pop it in there, because remember, oil and water do not mix. so I was just like, I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
bro, that's the scariest part. Other than that, I learned a new way how to butter it, how to season it.
Hey.
Man, look, that thing.
Okay. So
New
it
tradition.
wasn't dry. It was juicy.
It was, bro, like yes.
All right.
So I didn't know there's a piece where you can like kind of cut the layer and open it, and then you put all the butter in there on top of the meat.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize when you put seasoning just on the outside, once that grease hit it, it's gone.
Did you inject it?
Food Network.
I did. So I
injected
injected it. I injected with some Creole seasoning.
Creole butter.
Yeah, Creole butter.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, Corey, you looking like the damn pro. What you FaceTime Willie and instructed him, man? Talk to us.
No, man, no. I've been wanting to try it because everybody been talking about how great this deep fried turkey is. I always put mine on the grill. You know what I'm saying? I always grill mine or whatever. And so I had two turkeys. I grilled one, deep fried the other one, and man, it's all about how you inject it. You know what I'm saying? Put the seasoning on it. That turkey cannot be wet at all, right? It has to be dry. You got to clean. Some people don't know. They put it in there halfway frozen. You can burn your whole crib down in the neighborhood, surrounding areas around you, right? So you got to make sure when you're doing this, you put a lot of cardboard down, do it away from your house. You know what I'm saying? And you got to slowly enter that baby in. It's about 3 minutes per pound. So however big your turkey is, 3 minutes per pound. Takes about 45. Mine took about 45 minutes. And it was so juicy, man. It was like you don't want to eat any other type of turkey. You know what I'm saying? Once you deep fry it, you will never go back to grilling your turkey or this oven stuff that we do. You won't want to do that. And some people can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And hey, try it. I guarantee it'll bless your whole Thanksgiving life.
For sure.
Hey, my uncle do it every year up here, bro, man. And at first I was scared as hell. I'm like, yo, you put that thing here. Like, what if your house blow up? He like, nephew, don't worry about it. Everything good, right? But yeah, man, it's slab. That's a different kind of turkey, though, right there, man.
It is.
So, but praise God, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. Y'all, what was your greatest moment, man, of Thanksgiving, man, for y'all, man?
Ooh. My greatest moment, to be honest, was right when we did prayer before we got ready to eat. Because I have a tradition where, I do the prayer, and after I do the prayer, everybody go around and say what they're thankful for. And when we did that, my mom and my sister was here. So we was able to ask, of course, I got all these women, I'm going last. Yep. And to watch, my sister go, and she got emotional. My mom went and just, she went. Like everybody got emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like the spirit was just I mean, like the word thankful is a spirit itself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just knowing that my mom was here no, this is her 4th year of being cancer free, man. It's just like,
Praise God.
like, man. And then, and then my 8-year-old, my 6-year-old, my 15-year-old, my 10-year-old, all of them just, saying to watch them grow. Like they got to the moment where they were saying, when they was little, oh, I'm thankful for toys and clothes. Now they getting older, they like, I'm thankful for, my family, my life, and being able to help other people. I'm just like, man. So I think that moment of knowing that just seeing that the word thankful is a spirit itself. So that moment, man, for us was just, well, for my family was just by far like took the cake for the whole week.
Love it. Yeah, that's good, man. Hey, you can go after me, Corey. I'll let you save the wisdom for last. But Willie, man, it's crazy that you say that, man, because it got emotional where we were around the table last night for us too, man. And I just started bawling, crying, man, because I was so thankful for my wife's uncle and auntie for letting us have a place to stay when we moved up here. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to do that for 7 months, bro. Just blessed us, man, and put a roof over our head, man. Let us get on our feet. And most people would have never done that, man. So to do that, and then just people next to me crying, and people shedding tears, man. I was just thankful. You know what I'm saying? Even when I moved up here, my coach, you know what I'm saying, my fitness trainer, really like my brother, man. He gave me some bread, man, when I didn't have none. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so thankful for that, man. Bald crying. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, man, the spirit, thankfulness is just a spirit by itself,
Yeah,
man. So
man.
I was so grateful for that, man. But yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah.
You got CJ.
I don't know. Like for me, and I got to be transparent. The holidays are not what they used to be. They're not the same. Given the fact that I spent every holiday for the last 20 years with my my in-laws. Since 16. I'm 35 now, and I've spent those holidays with them. And the last 3 years has been different. You know what I'm saying? Because they passed away. And I don't have my mom and them here. And my mom was supposed to fly down, her and her husband. My sister was supposed to come in from Houston, and none of that happened for me. Mom didn't make it. My sister didn't make it. And so I'm sitting here like, it's almost like an empty feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was a strong sense of disappointment for me. But what I had to do is I had to look outside of my current circumstance and say, all right, there is something you can be thankful for. I'm thankful for the fact that I got to celebrate Thanksgiving with my wife and my kids in our brand new home for the first time. Right. And we were able to prepare a feast together as a family and just have a great time preparing it. Again, that was the one component, but I try not to let the fact that nobody showed up, you know what I'm saying? We don't have much people to celebrate with anymore, override that piece of me being thankful for celebrating my brand new home with my family. So it wasn't the same. I don't think holidays will ever be the same for us, but that's my truth.
That's what's up, man. That's deep. Yeah, that's deep. I just like the fact that, Corey, you didn't allow, things that you can be thankful for, to shatter that. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, it's not gonna be the same. Like I said, like I think on your post you posted, like I said, a dude I barely even know for a month. I just stay around the corner. I just he reached out and was like, man, my mom passed away. Like, last week. And I was like, it's never a good time to go. But I was just like, man, like last week, he got 3 boys. And I was just like, bro, I was like, man, look, just come to my house. Don't bring nothing. Just bring your boys. Y'all just, just to try to give him that, whatever it was. Cause I couldn't fill the gap. But I mean, he sent me and talked to me. It was like, man, I really appreciate, like what you did and, how you did it. And, I don't know too many people who would do it. But I was just like, we in a different time, man. Like this time is different. It's something nobody would have ever sit here and be like, oh, it's gonna be this way. Like you can't have too many people over because still people, you know what I'm saying? Like you flying from all over, like you could have it and give it to me, and then mama sickly, and I'm like,
yeah, I like that too. And even in the midst of your own, I don't know, I guess your own storm, a lot of times, right? You can help turn somebody else holiday into a better holiday despite what you're going through. And good. I did it. Yeah. There was a young man who lost his mother last year. Went to high school with my daughter, and her boyfriend goes to his dad's house, and her boyfriend and this guy are best friends. She asks his dad, can my friend come over? He was like, no, I don't want him at my house. Now, I don't know the reason why. He's like, well, he's going to have to celebrate Thanksgiving by himself because his dad's got to work or something. Dad was going out of town. His mom passed away. He's like, I don't care. So my daughter's boyfriend hit me up and said, Mr. Jones, can so-and-so come over? I said, absolutely. And man, he came over and he just like, we embraced him. We loved on him. And just to be able to watch his face light up and be able to eat and feel like he was a part of something and that he had a place where he felt like he can belong, it did a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, sometimes you got to step outside of yourself because sometimes it's bigger than you. It's like, how big of a person can you be when you are faced with your own demise?
Come on.
Right? How far are you willing to dig within yourself to say, you know what? Let me dig past my own pain because there's something in there that somebody else needs. And so I was able to provide this, my family and I, for this young man, and they were just so thankful. He had a great time. And so, that's something to be thankful for. And I think sometimes we get lost in the sauce with our own issues and how fast the world is moving and trying to keep up with this. And, we have disappointing moments in our life. And it's like, if you get yourself outside of all that, somebody else somewhere needs you.
Yeah.
Regardless of the state that you're in. And so I was able to do that for him, man. And I'm going to brag about it because sometimes we don't brag on ourselves enough. We're taught not to brag on ourselves,
Yeah.
You just be humble. No, there's something called false humility that I can't stand. And it comes from the church. It comes from the church. They teach you this sense of false humility. It's like, no, I'm going to brag on myself. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Well, that's operating in pride. Maybe it is to you, but your definition is miscued. God wants me to be proud about some of the things that I've been able to do and that he's blessed me to be able to do. Why not brag on what God has allowed me to do? You want to quiet my mouth so I won't say nothing because you don't want to seem like, well, I'm not doing as much as he is. So let me try to get him to be quiet. And so it's like, nah. So it was cool, man. I was able to do that. And I'm thankful for that piece, if not anything else.
Yeah. That's whew. I felt that in my son now. I was like, oh. Yeah. But that's big. It's big, man, because it's one of those things that, like you said, people, like you said, miscue the fact that bragging on yourself as pride and me playing basketball, football, playing sports, it was always, I always had that people were like, oh, you always bragging on yourself. Well, it's not bragging if I'm able to back it up. That's the difference. Like if I'm saying I can score 30 a night and I go score 30 a night, that's not bragging. That's just something that I've been able to do with the course of me just, backing the fact. It's a fact. Like, and I think people sometimes be like, they want to take the fact of something and be like, oh, that's pride because you're saying, like, if I wrote 6 books, like, that's a fact. That's not something I'm bragging about. Like, I wrote 6 books. Like, okay, now you want to talk about the process of me writing those 6 books? Yes, it probably was pain, it probably was hell, it probably was everything else. But I accomplished writing 6 books. And that was one of the things in our Thanksgiving circle that we had. We have a jar. We put envelopes in the jar and we have, like, things to do, things to say. And some of them may be a workout. One of them may be, what are you thankful for? And one of the things that, the kids asked, it was like, what are you thankful for and why? And, and the response that we all gave was, something different. It wasn't something that was tangible. It was just like, I'm thankful for this, and then explain why. So if I'm able to do the why, that is not, so many people get that as like, oh, you're bragging. Like I'm not bragging on something that, like I said, you got your new house. Like you should be able to say that knowing that people don't understand what it took, like before you got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You like you was ready to do some things, be like, man, look, I'm about to be all out of character before I get this house. When I get it, I shouldn't have to feel like I shouldn't talk about I got a new house or I got a new car or I got, accomplishment. And now a lot of people get, bragging mixed up with the fact of I can back up the accomplishment. That's all that is. Like bragging is not, I'm boasting me. I'm just saying what I do is at a high facility of me doing it. That's not me boasting in pride. That's just me saying, hey, like I understand what lane I'm in. I ain't trying to get no tickets going in other people's lane or get disqualified, but I know what I can do. Like think about it. Everybody had Thanksgiving. Everybody know who can make tater salad. Everybody know who can make dressing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if your auntie make the best dressing, I mean, if she been doing it for 20 years, that ain't bragging. You like, hey, like I want Auntie Jessie dressing because for 20 years, it's been good. It's been good. Like they say, don't be trying to come to Thanksgiving now and you want to try some dressing that ain't nobody tried before. And you trying to bring it and sneak it in there. Like, nah, ain't nobody eating that. You take that right where it came from. Cause don't nobody want no mayonnaise in their dressing. Like get that. you trying something new. And now you trying to bring it to Thanksgiving. And you want everybody to like, no, I'm not doing that. But Jessie been doing that for 20 years. That's 20 years that she can say, hey, this ain't bragging. This is facts of 20 years of every time I bring this, it is going. Everybody eating it, and there is no leftovers. Yeah. So you're right, Corey.
Yeah, man. Jesus bragged. You know what I'm saying? I am the bread of life. You know what I'm saying? I am the truth. I am the way. And I think a lot of times, man, our humility has cost us many opportunities. And we have like this, like we're talking about now, this false humility. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about you being quiet all the time about things that you've done. And I think that we live in a world, or not even just a world, but the church has made a lot of us make us feel that it's not okay to talk about the things that God has done for you. More so just keep it away, because if you keep saying it, it's like you're bragging. Well, actually, I'm going to brag on the goodness of God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to brag on the fact that I'm supposed to be dead. I'm going to brag on the fact that I was homeless. Of course, I'm going to brag on those things, because these are the things that God has equipped us to go through to be able to help somebody else out. So, I'm done. I'm done being like that, bro. I'm just for real. Like, I'm done. Because here's the thing, man. It's like you're going to silence your mouth and worry about what people are going to say about you, when half the people who are going to say something and never even accomplish nothing. They all talk.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you all talk. Like, well, who's Willie to brag on? He's Willie. That's who the hell he is. You know what I'm saying? Or, well, Corey, like, Corey ain't got to tell us that he's doing. No, Corey do need to tell you, because some of y'all don't get it. Y'all think that things just happen through prayer. Prayer is the laziest thing that you can ever do. After you're done praying, you still got to make a decision. It's either you're going to work for it or you're just going to sit there. And that's up to you. So, stop having this sense of false humility. You know what I'm saying? Because you're costing yourself a lot of opportunities by trying to be so humble. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember all the time, man, after a sermon, Corey, I used to be like, thank you, all trying to be super humble. You know what I'm saying? With a cape in the back with an H, super humility, right? Like, and it's not even like that no more. Now it's like, thank you, man. All glory be to God, of course. But, appreciate you being here. Like, people want to connect with you on a human being level, not on a spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to be so deep with people and let them know that you can relate to you. Because, I'm telling you, man, like, humility is good. Being humble is good. But you know what's better? Bragging on what God has done for you. That's dope.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, when the real begin to brag, it's gonna expose the fake. And this is my biggest issue right here, man. You have so many people out here that are capping, and they brag about stuff they're not even doing. They do it all of the time. They brag about stuff that they're not even doing. And then the people like us that's on this podcast who are really putting in the work, we don't say nothing. So guess who gets all the clout? The cappers. So when we begin to open up our mouth and speak on what it is that we do, and we begin to show the world that we're really doing this, because I'm gonna tell you, everything that you talk about you're doing, you're gonna have to really prove it, and you gotta live it. At some point, it's gonna have to happen, right? And so I feel like for us that are really doing it, we need to speak up and we need to let the world know what we're doing, because people want to be a part of your process.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
My whole saying is this: the process tells the story. Success just says I earned it.
Wow.
Period.
Wow.
The process tells the story.
Yep.
The success just says I earned it. There's a lot of people out here talking about they earned it, but they haven't showed you the process in which they got it.
And they won't show you.
And they won't show you because they have nothing tangible to show.
Come on.
So all they can do is talk about, I'm successful, I'm successful, I'm successful. But Willie, if I wanted to, right now, I can show you one of my shoes and you would never know I'm missing the other one. I can show you what I want you to see.
Yeah.
Not knowing I can't afford the other shoe. But if I can get you to believe just by showing you one that I have the other one, you're gonna buy into the propaganda. So if we don't brag and really talk about what it is that we're doing and what's gonna set us apart, is why we're doing it. Nobody buys what you do or how you do it. They buy why you do it. And a lot of people that are capping right now can't tell you why they do half of the shit that they do. They can't, right? They all they can say is, oh, I did this. And it's like, well, tell me how. Can you duplicate it? Can you replicate that? No, you can't. Well, you haven't done anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to continue to brag on what I do starting today and every day moving forward, because I've been taught to be humble. Or you shouldn't talk about what you're doing. After I preach a sermon, people will come up to me and say, that is fire. Like, I've never heard nobody preach like you. You are my pastor. This is stuff I got. And what I would do is, nah. All the while the answer, I'm like, hell yeah, I killed that mug. Yeah. But I can't do that, right?
I was up all week. I ain't getting no sleep.
That's not proper church etiquette.
Yeah.
Right? You have to go in and say, oh, just glory to God. I take no credit for nothing I did. Even I studied for the last 15 days. Yeah. But all glory to God. It's like, no, I put in the work. God anointed me to do the work. I put in the work, and that's why I yielded the results I got. So yes, I'm here. Clap for me. You know what I'm saying? And we got to quit acting like we don't want people to clap for us when we really do. We got to quit acting like we don't want people to say you're dope when we really are, right? You kill your own character by not letting people brag on you. You kill your own character by not bragging on yourself. So you can stay in this false humility if you want to, when you're left behind, because you're trying to be like, oh, no. And the capper, 6'9", we'll use him. We use 6'9". He speaks for the culture. It's like, no, I can't allow that to happen because I'm a realist in what I do. So y'all brag on yourself and do it in a way where you're not an a-hole, but talk about who you are and why you do what you do. And when you do that, people have no choice but to rock with you because you're authentic to your core.
Yeah, but it's funny though, man. If you read the story of David, he bragged. When Saul told him to go kill them people, he brought them back. He brought with the heads.
They had a song. They had a song about it.
You feel me, bro? And he was like, yeah, David killed thousands and thousands. You know what I'm saying? Not in the sense of just, trying to be super prideful, but in the sense of like, yo, God anointed me to do the work. I did the work and I brought the work back. What's up? You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man, because I had a call a couple like last week, bro. And one of the people that I was talking to, they're like, well, I don't really like promoting my business or brand because I like to be humble. And this is what I said to her, Willie and Corey. I said, are you making the money that you want to make right now? She was like, no. I said, that's the problem. You're allowing your humility to hold up your legacy. She said, I never thought about it that way. I said, yeah, because you're being so humble that you're missing opportunities. Better yet, That's the very, let me say it this way, the very thing that you're being humble about is be the very thing that God's going to judge you about.
Well, tell them again.
Say it again.
I'm being real, but like, it's like, you know, I'm going to be humble in this. I'm not going to let nobody know I can preach. No, the world needs to know that you can preach, because by you preaching, you showing God that he's God. You feel what I'm saying? But you trying to be false humility, now you messing up God's vision. If Corey don't do what Corey do, or Willie don't do what Willie do, God's not known.
Yep.
Through them. And I promise you, man, once I got out of that mentality, y'all, it was game over. So some of y'all, you're missing opportunities, you're missing extra streams, you're missing probably your next greatest adventure because you are trying to be humble. And again, there's a difference of being humble and stupidity. And we ain't talking about religious humility, because some of y'all have been so humble so long that you just comfortable with having a chair in the church or a virtual spot in the box on Zoom. Well, I'm supposed to sit there next to pastor virtually. Right? And you're so amped on being humble, and the pastor, and the pastor see that as a weakness. You know what I'm saying? The pastor,
he says it right there virtually.
Hey, that boy going in right now.
Bro, you know? I'm serious. It's like, yo, you have a physical spot and you got a virtual spot. But you've been sitting in the same spot for years, and all the pastor says to you is thank you for serving, and you still go home broke.
Absolutely. And this, no, you're right about that, dog. And let me tell you too, I suffer from that. I suffer from not bragging on myself. I'm about to brag right now.
Go ahead.
As a matter of fact.
Go ahead.
So a couple months ago, somebody reached out to me. This person is in California. They didn't actually reach out to me. They posted something, and I was like, is this a cheat? Is they looking for attention, or they really need some help? So I responded and said, what's going on? How you feel? They said to me, you really don't want to know. You don't even really care. You don't know me. I said, you're absolutely right, but I do care. And I want to talk to you. Boom. I said, let's set up a Zoom call. We set up a Zoom call, right? This person talked about who they are. Now, they didn't go into detail, right? So I'm talking to this person for 2.5 hours. This was supposed to be a 15-minute deal. 2.5 hours later, I talked to this individual. They asked me in the call, are you trying to sell me something? I said, absolutely not. I just want to really hear you out, because you say people don't listen to you. And I'm going to show you that there are real, genuine people out here that want to listen to you and not take anything from you, right? She said, okay, poured out everything. After we had the conversation, she got in my inbox and hit me up. She said, ever since I've talked to you, everything has made so much more sense. I repaired a relationship with my sister. She hit me up a couple days ago. Now, in my mind, we're not doing another free anything, right? You're going to pay me for this. Guess I found out who I was talking to, because my team got with my team yesterday. We had a whole search party, figured out who this individual was. Found out she was listed on the Forbes 30 under 30. Found out she has a Netflix deal. Found out she's a serial entrepreneur, worked with some of the top dogs in the game, A, B, C, and D. Now, I'm like, I helped you, Forbes lady, 30 under 30, get your life on track. I need a check because I know you got and not only that, she's a military veteran.
Yes.
So she gets a pension. So she's making money, right? Money. So she didn't want to pay me that first trip. She wanted a free one. Then she hit me back again. So that goes to show you that my service that I provided was very, very valuable.
Incredible, yeah.
For her to call me back and say, she hit me up and said, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing fine. I said, how are you? She said, to be honest, I'm not doing so well. Do you have time to talk again? I'm like, nah, we're not doing this again. I said, I did say, yes, I can talk with you later, but I was going to attach an invoice to it. She was seeking for attention. She wanted my attention for some reason, because there's a whole bunch of people that she can get attention from. You're under the Forbes 30 under 30. You have a Netflix deal. You're dropping some major stuff. You're changing other people's lives. And this is what I found out about people that have money. They struggle with relationship issues. She's very good at business, but her relationship is taking a hit. So I'm helping her fix relationships. She's not a master at that. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna brag. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that information, I'm gonna put that on my website. This is who I worked with. Somebody got a Netflix deal, somebody that's on the Forbes 30 under 30, somebody that's ABC. I'm about to use that to my advantage. But I didn't know that's all what she did. She never came at me like that. So I'm gonna brag about who the caliber of people I talk to. Then it helped me figure out who was my demographic, who was my target audience. It's not the broke, it's not the beat down, it's not any of that. I work with executives because executives can afford to pay for what I need. The people, I'm sorry, the people that I've tried to help for free, they're not my clientele, they're not my target because I will go broke. Now, I can do a pro bono later on in life, right? I can do some stuff for free. I can give back to the community, but I work with executives. And I found that out dealing with this individual. So that's how I'm going to move from now on.
That's big. And that and once again, that go back to say it's not bragging when it's a fact. Like, it's a fact that you work with this person. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a testimonial. That's all it is. Like, that's all it is. Like, the caliber of people that we're going to work with from here on out is going to be people that they'll look at us and be like, well, how he got with that person? How he got with, you know what I'm saying? So because their mind is operating that way, they don't understand the why behind it because they don't see it. Like, just because you got eyes don't mean you can see. I'm just being real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you see this person driving fast, but yet you ain't doing the right thing, and then you still get in a car accident when you just seen this person going a different speed limit. Like, what you was thinking? And that's what it boils down to. People don't think how they need to. They just think of how they should. And that's when everything get messed up. Like you said, she's not good in relationships because she's thinking not about a relationship, but she's thinking about her why, which is the money. And that's why she had to come back and be like, man, like, for him to say something that you can say I can get from anywhere else, because she the only one that do it. You got people that do it that got a lot of money. You got people that do it that have no money. So the only difference is how you thinking. Is what's more important to you. That's the bottom line. What is more important to you? So of course it's not bragging when I'm saying, hey, yes, I went and worked with this person. I speak. It's just like Will. Like, Will can post all the people that gave him, shout outs. That ain't bragging. Like, they see what he doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll look at all those videos and be like, man, yeah, all them people give him testimonies, all them people do that. Won't even ask why, but be like, yeah, he still ain't worth the invoice yet. Like, what you mean? Like, these people are top phenomenal people that you know, and you still saying what? That's me bragging. That's me saying I work with all these people. I'm posting my social work, and you still saying whatever you saying because of what you think. No, I'm going to boast about who I'm becoming and who I am and how I got to where I am because of the process. Just like you say, I had a person, I don't know what it is about California right now, but maybe because they're 3 hours behind us, I had a person from California hit me up and was like, something simple. Was like, bro, I've been seeing your me running in the morning at 4:00. So he was just like, man, what I gotta do? I said, you just gotta get up. He said, all right, let's do this. He was like, look, when you get up at 4:00, you call me this and this and that. I was like, it's gonna be 1:00 in the morning for you. He was like, it's something simple. Like, I didn't like, my why for doing that wasn't to get people to say, hey, I need you to run at 4:00 too. It was just to show like, hey, you can't give me no excuse when I'm getting up at 4 and I'm still getting so much done in my life to where while you sitting there scrolling and watching me, you still second guessing yourself on what you can be doing and you're not doing. And I'm not saying everybody got to get up at 4. But the fact is, you got to get up and do something. So the fact that his thinking was like, man, you know what? I haven't been doing anything. Let me get out of my feelings and say, hey, let me reach out to somebody who's doing something in a different time zone and say, hey, like, what can I do? And I was just like, man, I'm bragging on that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Shoot, while you running, I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Man, double fast.
But guess what? Even though y'all sleeping, y'all still get up on y'all time and do what y'all got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I won't lie though, man. When you do run, it made me want to get up and run in the morning though. But I tried to, Corey.
Not me. I'm gonna let you. I know my lane, and that ain't it. Yeah. But I will say this: anybody that's listening to this podcast, my man. I need to endorse my man. So William Dub Winfield. Let me tell y'all, if y'all are struggling with systems, this is the guy to go to, right? He knows systems, he knows marketing, he knows how to get it done. I've watched this man generate a lot of money. I watched this man bring in a lot of clients based on what he does. This is what he doesn't do. He doesn't get outside of his lane. And that's why he's so successful in what he does. And some people may say he's not doing a whole lot. What he's doing is the same thing over and over and over. And one thing that I admire about William Winfield is that he sticks to the game plan. He sticks to what he knows. And that's why he's so successful. Success is boring because you don't change much. You do the same thing, but you don't change what's working for you. And so if you're struggling with systems and you need to figure out how to get a system running to make sure your business is lucrative, get with William Winfield, right? If you are struggling with, just knowing how to get yourself in position to speak or to be a coach, get with William Winfield, right? That's his lane. And what I love about everybody in this group is that we don't have to be in competition with one another because we all have different lanes. And we don't have to worry about watching our back from somebody in the group because we all have different lanes. What I love what he said, how do you say? You say something done is something when perfect isn't done. How you say it?
Oh yeah, done is better than perfect when perfect isn't done. That's from E. I took that from E, but it's a gem.
Hey, listen, that's yours because I didn't hear E say it. So this is what we're gonna do. Y'all, we got to start doing a better job at endorsing one another and what we're good in.
Yeah.
Right. There's enough competition out here, and everybody doesn't have to be the alpha male, right? And that's the problem. There's so many alpha males that nobody can collectively come together and work to build a legacy. Everybody feel like they got to be a standalone person to do it. And what I'm finding out in business is that you can never be successful by yourself. Look at Jeff Bezos. He has a lot of people that work with him. Look at Elon Musk. A lot of people work with him. They're the face of their success, but they're not the reason for their success. I'm going to say that again.
That's good. That's good.
They're the face of their success, but they're not the sole reason for their success. They have so many people helping them get to that place where they need to be, right? And so even with this group right here, it's William Winfield and the squad. I'm so comfortable with what I do. I don't mind being a squad member because I'm not intimidated by what William Winfield does because we all thrive in our own lane. I'm not intimidated by what Willie does. And the truth be told, I don't want to do what neither one of them do. Because this is the thing. Because we can look at it multiple ways, right? And I'm going to drop these. And this stuff I shouldn't even be saying because I can see them as competition, but I want to say it anyways because it's not that for me. You never talk to another person that do what you do because you never know the motives or the intention behind what it is, right? You can say something to somebody and they're like, I'm taking that and I'm running off with it. Graphic designers don't talk to one another. You know what I'm saying? Because they know I can get shysted. I can get shafted in this whole deal. But when you know what you're good at and what value you bring to the table, you don't mind dropping gems. You don't mind sharing the knowledge with the people that you rock with. Because it's like, William does what he does, Will does what he does, I do what I do, and we can all come together collectively, intellectually, and do some major damage, right? And so, again, y'all, when it boils down to success, don't think you're going to get there on your own. I'm going to call Will for systems, point blank, period. Because you know why? I suck at them. So I'm not going to spend time trying to build something that this man has already created. I'm going to start using my team more and start borrowing success because I don't do systems. I don't want to do systems. But if I say, you know what, y'all, I got people on my team that do systems. How can we work together? How can we leverage this? How can I pay you? Or whatever the case may be. Like, how can we barter, right? Willie, I don't want to run at 4:00 in the morning, right? What else can you do for me, right? It's all about leveraging what it is that you have and the people that you can work with. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be in competition with one another. Just leverage one another. Then you'll go a lot further.
That's big, Corey. So I like to also put some marketing out there for my boy CJ. As y'all don't know, if you have any issues with health, with trying to stop talking to people on a surface level and really dig down deep to know who you are, I'm telling you, like, hands down, CJ is the man to go to. Because like he said, I don't want to do what he does. I don't want to do what William do. Like he said, I suck at systems. Like, and that's why I love this group, because even wherever I'm weak at, I know one of my squad members can feel it. So even if, and I like that there are sometimes we use each other, like he said, we borrow it. We don't keep it. It's borrowed. But the thing that we do is actually, if y'all ever hear us say, like, every time I say something, I give credit to the person that I've learned it from and say, hey, this my boy CJ always say, I'm gonna keep it a buck, because that's not something that I was saying. So I have to give credit when credit is due. And when you do that, it gives you a dopamine about yourself to say, hey, we're not in competition. I don't ever have to feel that way. So when I post that I'm running that forward, then you post you running that forward, and I come back and show you how fast I ran, don't be in your feelings by because I went faster. I'm just encouraging you to just do it in a time that you comfortable with doing it. And that's why I always relate it to that. So and when you in your lane, as Corey dealing with the people that he deals with, and like I said, I'm bragging because anybody who connected to me, when I know they dealing with something, I cut them off mid-scribe, like, no, I'm gonna send you the Corey. I don't even hit no more. Like, this is not something that, are you dealing with that? I'm gonna send you the wheel, because that's my connection. Like, my connection is to hear you out and find out where you need to go. Like, that's how I solve your problem. Like, I'm gonna send you where you need to go. Now it's up to you, because you can't never say ain't nobody never helped me. You're lying, because I heard what you had to say, and I found the person that can deal with your problem or your solution. And because you didn't want to take advantage of it, it's no longer, you can no longer say nobody helped me. Not now. You're going to live a lie, and you're going to start this story about the fact, man, nobody don't never help me. Everybody always out to get me. Well, what about that one time that this person you told, he sent you somewhere and you burnt your bridge because you thought they was going to be free, or you thought you was going to use them because that's what you used to doing. So that's why that's why I tell people that, look, when Corey does what he does, I ain't even got to speak on it. Go look at my page. Anytime Corey's doing something with mental health, illness, or whatever, I post it, I share it, I like it, I do whatever. I'm the first one to do it because it works. How I know it works, I am a product of it myself. So I'm going to brag on myself, knowing that I went through the process with him to know that it works. So why wouldn't I give credit to saying, hey, I'm not going to deal with this? Like, I'm a product of Williams Group. I'm a product of it. So that's why I'm proud to be in it, because I know what it's like to go through that process. So it worked, because even though I have the answers to the test, sometimes I quit studying. I'm being 100. I quit studying, but I'm thankful that I have the foundation of the teacher there to say, hey, I need systems. Yeah, I know you told me 12 weeks ago, but I forgot my systems. So that's why I love this group, man. I like, one of the things that I'm thankful for to be in it. That's what my daughter was like, Daddy, name something that you accomplished this year that you're thankful for. And I just, like, my first instance was y'all. Like, of course, it's supposed to be family, but I look beyond that, because my family is given to me. This family wasn't given to me. This family was not given to me. So the fact that when she said that, I thought about, I couldn't be the man who I am today if it wasn't for y'all, because I was able to go to Corey when I was dealing with stuff with my wife and life. I was able to go to Will when I was dealing with stuff in my systems and being able to become a speaker and and find my lane. So it was like, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be what my kids and my family see who I am today. So just like, I had to be like, I'm thankful for the fact I got my first book out. I'm thankful for the fact that I met Corey and I met Will. I'm thankful for the fact that, you know, I'm part of something that is bigger than me within this group. So when I noticed that, I was just like, man, like I throw in the towel. That's what I'm thankful for. So y'all go holler at my boy CJ, my boy Will with the systems, my boy CJ. Get your health right, get your mind right, get your thinking right, and get you back on track.
Yeah, man. I would say, man, don't surround yourself with people who do what you do. Surround yourself with people who don't do what you do. And that's how you build a lucrative business and effective team. Because if everybody on your team do what you do, then there's competition. But if everybody on your team don't do what you do, then there's no competition. So I know, like, for instance, Willie, you know what I'm saying? You are probably, you know, one of the greatest people I've seen being consistent, encouraging, and on point with understanding people's pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a people person. I know with Corey is a mastermind. He is like a Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows exactly. And what I like and what I admire about him the most is that he gives it to you straight, truth, no chaser.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is. This is what you need to do. And a lot of people can't take that, but that's what businessmen do.
Yeah.
They tell you straight up. So he's right. He definitely is in the avenue, in the lane of helping executive business owners. Like, that's his pocket, and he does it very well. So, you know, if you're listening to this, you know, never be afraid to shout somebody out, because you may be stopping your own blessing. Right? Like, and when I say, and let me say this too, because sometimes we shout out people who don't deserve a shout out.
Yeah.
Not everybody deserves a shout out. Like, sometimes I think we advertise people who don't bring no results just because they're close to you. That's like saying, well, I want somebody to make the mac and cheese and they don't even know how to make it, but you want them to make it so you don't hurt their feelings. No, you got to be real with people sometimes. Sometimes you suck at making mac and cheese. Willie's going to make the mac and cheese this year. Or you suck at making sweet potato pie. Corey going to make the sweet potato pie, right? Like, when you know your strength, you don't have to worry about your weakness, because you're going to find people to delegate that too. And I always talk about that because that was something that was hard for me to do. I tried to be good at everything. I'm not good at video. I'm not good at all this. So what did I do? Let me say this too. I know I'm all over the place, but let me say this too. Become so good at what you do that you attract what you lack. Let me say that one more time. Become so good at what you do that you attract what you lack, right? So, you know, for instance, Corey's doing what he does, and he's attracting the right people to his team. Willie does what he does, and he attracts the right people to his team. Some of y'all, you don't attract nobody, but you want, and you get mad because nobody's helping you. Nobody wants to help somebody who's not consistent. You're not consistent enough. And being consistent also is a reflection of doing it when you don't want to do it. All of us on this. You think Willie want to run 4 o'clock in the morning? Do you think Corey want to be up 3 o'clock in the morning? No, we don't want to do these things. But again, like Corey says, success is boring. It's the same routine over and over again. And that's why most people fail, because they can't do it for a long period of time. I ain't telling you to do it all year. I'm telling you at least do it half the year. Give yourself some credit too when you don't run. Or give yourself some credit too when you don't work on the business, because most people can't do it that long. It's called momentum. The more momentum you have, the more dangerous you become.
Facts. And you got to put faith in yourself, y'all. Like, faith not tested can't be trusted.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing you need to know too is this. This is something I struggle with. I felt like I couldn't learn from anybody younger than me, right? What I realized is you're never too old to learn, and you're never too young to teach.
Wow.
And so we most definitely got to make sure that we don't allow our pride to sabotage our success. And that happens often. We allow our pride to sabotage our success because, for one, we feel like they're too young to tell us anything. We're too old to learn anything, right? And so I had to, like, everything I'm telling you, I had to learn myself. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to us, right? That's on this podcast. It's like, I've been through these things. I have 35 years of experience in a lot of things, and I've taken a lot of L's, right? But in the L's that I've taken, I will say this: there are lessons learned. They're not losses. And I would rather take a lesson learned 1,000 times than to say I took an L. Because if you don't give yourself an opportunity to get out there and learn from your faults, learn from your flaws, right? You're holding yourself up. You know what I'm saying? And that means moving your pride out the way and not being afraid to fail at anything that you're going to do. I truly believe failures are the staircase to success. I truly believe that. I believe that failure can teach you things that success can't. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to experience more failure than you ever will success. You will fail many times, but you only need to succeed once. You see what I'm saying?
And if you brag on that one time,
and I'm telling you, because every small win is going to equate to a big one, right? It's kind of like you're paying for an account, right? You can't pay everything up front, but you keep chipping away at that thing, and eventually it's going to be done. It's going to be paid off. And you can say, I did it. I stuck through it. I didn't want to make the payments, but look, I was so hungry for it, because you got to be hungry. I was so hungry for it. I stuck to it, even though I hated it, even though it wasn't my idea, situation, or how I want to get it. Nonetheless, I got it done, right? And so sometimes, man, we just got to put our pride to the side and say, well, look, I'm going to learn from somebody younger than me. I'm never too old to learn, and I'm never too young to teach. And again, faith not tested cannot be trusted. You got to put faith in yourself and your abilities to be able to jump out there and do it. Some of us are afraid to burn a bridge. I'm one, right? I'm one. I'm comfortable with the way I live. If I burn one of my financial bridges, then I don't know what the outcome is going to be. That's why it's so important, y'all. And I know I just jumped and shifted to another place too, but that's why it's so important. If you look at a chair that have 4 legs, if one comes off, the chair may possibly still stand. But if the chair had only 1 leg and it was cut from up under it, it's going to fall. That's how you got to see your streams of income, right? If you just have 1 stream and that thing falls from up under you, you're done for. Never be dependent upon 1 stream of income. If you have 3, if you have 4 and 1 collapses, you can possibly still stand. If another one falls, you can still get by. If that one falls, you're like, I'm still straight. But if you have 1 and that one falls up under you, you're done for. So never get comfortable and complacent with 1 stream. That means you got to step outside yourself, get outside your comfort zone, put faith in your ability that God gave you, and maximize on it. And stop saying that nobody can teach you nothing. That's a lie from hell. Your pride will sabotage your success every single time, because that's all it is pride. You ain't that dope where you can't learn nothing new. I had to learn the hard way. Will told me, he said, Corey, your lane is mental health. I'm so used to people telling me what my lane is to sabotage me. Are they trying to box me in? Because that's what I experienced. I experienced that. I experienced people telling me, oh, you should just stick to this. Why? So it can open up more doors for you to touch a lane I can't touch? Or do you not want me to veer into another lane? I had to change my thought processes, run it by my team. They said, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. You got to stop allowing past negative experiences destroy every other experiences and relationship that you have with people that is coming into your life, because it will stunt your growth and it will sabotage your success.
Wow. There it is. There it is. There ain't nothing else to be said.
Nothing else to be said.
That's it. Anybody got Legacy Gem?
Well, I think you got the Legacy Gem, man.
Yeah, you got the Legacy Gem.
I mean, hey, Corey said, man, you're never too young you're never too old to learn. You're never too young to teach. I'm gonna leave it at
brag
that.
On yourself.
Man.
Shoot, yeah, brag on yourself.
Yeah, brag on yourself. And let me say this. Let me say this to go off what he's saying. Never make a point without a story, and you never make a story without a point. Right? If you're going to make a point, have a story to go with it. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a point, shut your mouth. Because every point requires a story.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ooh-wee. Man, that lion in Willie's hat burning. I see Willie's hat burning, that lion crying. That lion shedding a tear now, bro. God. Hey, I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man, and thankful to be able to get on here after Thanksgiving. And you know, I gotta say this, man. Some of your success is like deep frying a turkey.
Oh Lord!
Hey,
you're about to blow up your whole success because you're not doing it the right way.
Right. Hey, that's a fact. That's a great analogy.
Yes, sir. That's a good analogy. That's a good one.
I learned it from y'all, man, because I never did no deep fried turkey. I try and blow my house up, but Lord.
Hey, and that's what people do. They'll blow their house up when they don't know nothing. Trying to do it themselves.
But other than that, man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. It's the squad coming to let you know, don't live just to exist. Live to be remembered. Let's get it. Peace.
Out.